Good morning, January something or other 8th, I think, 2025. And it's still cold. It's still a little bit snowy and wet, but we're still down here at one of these projects, which is the Autopatrol. We're going to be going back and forth between this and the D2 up above. But I've been working at this pony motor. We got it freed up, and I started pulling valves out. I've got these two valves sitting up here that are ready to go. Like, I can pull them out. I just got to clean them up, clean those seats up, clean all that out, clean all this. I got a bunch of rags and stuff poked in down here, so when I pull the keepers out, I don't get them dropped inside the engine and have to go hunting for them in there. This side is a different story. You'll see that I got a spring out of this side, and the valve is still in. But as I pulled up, I don't know if you can hear that, it's definitely clicking. So the end of the valve stem is damaged, because when I pulled this, the keeper out of the spring, the valve spring, the keeper was broken. So it's kind of like hammering up and down in there, and wasn't happy about the whole thing. So it's kind of flared that out. So I'm just got a file with me. I'm gonna file that off. This next valve over here was way worse at the end of the stem, and I'll bring it around and show you here in a minute. It was missing the whole end, so the keeper and everything was out of place. It was gone. I don't know where it is. Hopefully it's around somewhere. And the end of the stem of the valve is gone. Might be down here. I haven't really looked in there. There's a bunch of sludge and stuff in there. So anyway, I did manage to pry and pull that valve out, but it was just going up and down in there, just up and down, not locked into the spring at all. So it was just floating. So that was kind of rough. So I'll bring the head around, and we'll take a look at that head and the valve stem. This is the head. I got it all cleaned up. It's kind of snowing, so there's water running on things, but right in this area, I noticed when I was cleaning it up, there's a witness mark on where the valve runs up and down. It's been hitting there for quite a while. It's made a mark on the head. I was wondering at the time, why is that valve hitting that head? But I came to find out that the valve was broken. Now here's that valve. As you can see, it's missing the whole keeper area for the little clips there to hold the springs on. So it was just missing that altogether, and it's hammered out pretty good by the lifter hitting it and turning on it. You know, it did come out of the valve guide, but it was a struggle. I got her out. So it's a little bit shorter than the regular valves. I took the file here, and I just sat it in here and back and forth, and filed that keeper area down. So now it hopefully it will eventually come right out of its pocket, or a guide there. And there it is. There's the difference between the length of the valves. Missing the end. So anyway, I do have a spare couple of motors on hand. I'm gonna have to open up, pull the head, get it to the side area here. I'm gonna extract two valves and 2 keepers. I still got good springs here. As long as I get the 2 valves and the 2 keepers, we'll be good. This is the gasket that I'm left with. It's a good quality copper gasket, but it's been used and abused over time. Somebody else's, or maybe I did that myself, but it's been out of this engine at least once and reused once. So I'll see if I got a good or a better gasket in my parts motor. If not, one or the other is going to have to go on there just to see if this thing's going to run. And if there's a problem with it, well, then we'll just get a new one. I'm sure I can get a new one. All right, let's move right along here. I fished in here with a bit of a magnet back and forth on these here bump outs there that the con rods go through, and I could not pick up any chunks of metal like the end of the valve stem or the broken keeper pieces or whatever. And probably they're long gone somewhere, been changed up, who knows, like that's been run a long time that way, so it's probably been come out when the oil changes or something or other, if they ever did change the oil. But what I'm going to do today is, while I'm here, I got a new gasket made for this plate. I'm going to fill it up with oil. This is the oil level indicator right here. I don't know if you can see that behind that chain. But I'm just going to fill it right up to the bottom of this cavity here and put the lid back on. And then I'll know I got fresh oil in here. And then we'll move over to the other end here. I got the mag that I worked on, and I'll put that in place as well. Okay, I put oil through the oil filler here, brought it right up to the level, and when I open this, it's oil is coming out. That's how you check the oil on these ponies. As long as you got oil coming there, you're good. Okay, let's start on this mag just to get it mounted. I did work on this mag a while back, one of my kitchen table episodes, and I had to, with JB weld, I masked the whole area off inside and out, and I laid a bunch of JB weld up on that plate because it was broken right open. There was pieces missing out of it. But I got that rebuilt and covered up. It looks almost like brand new factory. And I did check it yesterday, and it does fire or spark. And so we're just going to get this put in. I was told by other people this is made for Caterpillar, but it's American Bosch. It's just something that the Germans gave up in the Second World War, I guess. The Bosch Magneto, or Bosch manufacturing, and so the U.S. just stamped it as American Bosch. I did work at this mag yesterday a bit, and I got it cleaned up to the point where it does fire, like it does fire. I see now why it's not lined up here. Okay, I think we got her mounted in there, turning freely. That was a little bit of a wrestling match, and my fingers are freezing, so it's time to go get warmed up a bit. Working with this crank to turn the pony over, I just have to wonder at the engineering here. It's I believe a 3/4 inch drive to turn that shaft in there, the square drive. So this here is a socket, I don't know what size, it's kind of scuffed up a bit. But it's a proto, that's for sure. 1.25 inches. So it's an 1.25 inch socket, and some kind of a bolt burned right in there, welded right into the socket. This here particular piece, I don't know what it is, but it's been cut off at the top, and it does have a part number on it. But this part I think I definitely recognize that, and that is a shifter rail for your shifter in a transmission. It's got detents. So yeah, they used whatever they could to design something, and where the original crank would have gotten to, I don't know. But anyway, you gotta make do with what you got, I guess. So that's what they did. This is the little gas tank for the pony motor for the Autopatrol. I took it down up to the house there and buffed it all off. I didn't take all the patina off it. It's got this nice coat of red, which I think is a municipal or a district or a Department of Highways or something or other color at one time that this grader worked for. So I took these straps off, put new belting underneath, which is just motorcycle straps, cut to fit. I just put them in there. Got this lid so it works freely. And underneath, got this bung that's taken out. And also this valve is now freed up and clear through it. Notably on this machine, there was never any sediment bowl. Might be a good thing to put in there. But I blew all the tank out with air and flushed the tank out with diesel fuel, and hopefully it's going to be good enough so we can get it tied to the thing temporarily to start the pony. Good morning. It is now Friday, I think the 9th. Yesterday I took a little break to warm up my fingers because they were cold. It's a little bit cooler again this morning. It's like 0 or 1 above. And so yeah, we got to work with the snow coming down. But I'm going to go over here to the spare motor, pony motor, and we will open it up, take those valves out and the keepers. Okay, this here, I got two. This one has a D7E chalk, written in chalk on it. So that comes from a little bit newer machine, but this one here I'm sure is a little bit older, and I'm just going to hopefully take the head off and take a look in here. The valves won't be rusted, and that gasket will be usable for me, like the right gasket. We'll just pull the rest of these bolts off. Most of them are off already, just 4 left. And they're just snugged on there, they're not tight. And of course one happens to be different. Okay, not going to turn out good. It's froze right up and full of mouse stuff and no valves. So this is not going to be any value to me. So now I just got to go into this one here. We'll see what's going to go on there. Got to move first off this case out of the picture. Now I'll just remove these bolts. But it looks clean in here anyway. Yeah, and this one is free. Okay, that's off of there, but now I need a little tapper to break the head free. We'll try it with the light tapper first. Oh, excellent. Look how shiny that head is. That's pretty nice. And that's where the gasket is, but I'll have to check. I don't think that's the same, but we'll take a look into it. Okay, I'm going to roll it around. You should be able to see these valves function. These are the two I'm going to take out of the front end of the engine, opposite the flywheel. That's the heading into the starter mechanism. So we're going to take these two out. Well, she's not far from being locked up. Yeah, this one is free and this one is free, so I'll take this one and this one. Totally different engine. It ain't going to make any difference to the other engine. All right, that's what we'll do. That's the plan. I see my little tightener adjuster. This is a pretty antique piece of equipment, but the darn bolt is stripped here, so we'll have to fix that up. There, just another do for outfit, do for fix. It'll do till we get around to fixing it. Okay, well, apparently, whatever happened there, my camera died or whatever, it kicked itself off. And I only brought out one valve out of this engine, compared it to my other valves, and it's an inch and whatever shorter. So there's no way I can use it. So put it back in, put the keeper on, splash some diesel fuel around inside this chamber here to lubricate them valves and oil them up a little bit. Plus I run the freestone hone back and forth on the pistons. I could turn it around and put it to as much cylinder bore as I could cover. Rolled it around, and then I wiped grease on it, not oil. I put grease on it, and then I put the head back on. So this is buttoned back up. So far, I doubt if I'll be able to use any parts from this engine. Maybe internally, maybe connection rods and pistons might be the same, but it's substantially different. Everything is different. So, no good to me. I phoned Kamloops and got some parts ordered. A head gasket for that particular vintage pony motor, and valve. I can't get the actual valves of that vintage anymore. They got the upgraded ones. They're the proper length and everything, but they have the same style of keepers as what's in this pony. two split half things. So I got to get those keepers plus the little, or the big washer on the end of the spring that they nest into. So I got to go that route. Interesting enough, they don't call it vintage or antique. It's legacy. They'll refer to it as the legacy department, legacy parts. Kind of an interesting name. I think I like it better than vintage or antique or whatever, but legacy sounds good. Anyway, that's what Cat does. So I'm just waiting for some information back on that, on prices and availability. It'll probably take a few days or whatever to get back to me, but anyway, that's all we got for now. Time to shut her down and call her a day. See you later.